What's going on, everybody? I saw you see my little glitch there. This is the first time I've ever did a live stream before. Today we're going to be talking a lot with the audience, but first we're going to talk a little bit about the reflections. I would like to introduce some of the people onto the show today. First, we're going to introduce Generation Crypto. He is a mathematical genius. So what's going on, Generation?
How's it going, guys?
Next, we're going to introduce Crypto Atlas. He was actually voted, in case you guys don't know, the sexiest crypto man of the year. He got the award recently, so let's give a big round of applause to that. And we got RJ. He is a full-time mooner, and he is a genius as well. So let's welcome RJ to the show.
What's up? What's up? Let's go.
All right, guys. So like I said before, we're going to actually get pretty heavy with the comments today. So all the comments that you guys are throwing out there, we're going to go through them right after we get through a little bit of talking about the reflections upgrades. So right now, let's talk about the new V2 contract, the contract for the V2 reflections. And so who wants to take a stab at this right now? Because I want to talk about the 20% buy and sell with Generation after that. So who wants to take a little bit of a road down the new V2 reflections? Does anyone want to talk about that?
Are we talking about just what they're doing with V1, where they're doing 20%, 19% go to LP, and 1% go to reflections?
So basically, I'm going to talk about how V1's reflections differ from V2 reflections, because it actually is a huge difference when it comes to the amount of reflections that you're getting. And I think that's one of the most exciting thing about it. And so I didn't know if anyone wanted to talk about the different tier system, where you have the tier system of the buying and the selling, and then you have the tier system of the e-commerce, which is the wallet to wallet and the purchasing of online products.
Yeah, so for Safemoon version 2, if you're doing wallet to wallet transfers, it's 2% transaction fee, right? You got 1% that's going out to reflections, and then 1% that's going back to showing support for the liquidity pool. And then if you're doing a standard transaction, we have the 10%, which has now been divvied up to only 2% that's going over to the burn wallet, 4% that's going to the liquidity pool, and 4% that's going into reflections. I did a little breakdown video where I actually did a side-by-side comparison looking at the old version contract for Safemoon version 1 with that 10%, where you did, the 5% split to reflections that went to all wallet holders, including the burn wallet, and then the other 5% that went to the liquidity pool. And what I came to the conclusion of is that on that old variable contract format, that actually identified the burn wallet at about, I think it was 2.14%. So even with that 10% transaction format, and with the fact that you had the burn wallet still active and everything that was going on there, version 2's contract is already better. So now moving forward with the new format that's going to be happening with version 1, which I'll let somebody else go ahead and explain on, it just keeps getting better.
Okay, Generation, you want to talk about the new version version 1, the new 20% that they were talking about?
Yeah, so they decided to want to incentivize more people to make the migration over from version 1 to version 2. And so they've been playing with a lot of ways they could change things up. So the way the contract's written, they can't actually completely get rid of reflections. It's not possible with the way the contract is set up on V1 like they can do with V2. And so they've come up with a plan to help people out by switching the tokenomics up to 20%, which is twice what they were before. However, in this situation, you get even less reflections. And the reason for that is because 19% of that entire tokenomics is going towards liquidity pool generation, and only 1% of that is going towards reflections. So they started off with the regular 10, which we talked about before, which is 5 and 5. They switched it down to 2% to try to get people to move over. That wasn't working. So they switched it back to 10%. And that 10% was 9% for liquidity pool, 1% reflections. And now it's 19% liquidity pool, 1% reflection. So at this point, you're paying an arm and a leg just to stay into V1. You're getting close to nothing for reflections. It doesn't make sense to stay on the V1 contract, guys. So if you're staying on V1, because I don't even know the reason at this point why you'd still be on V1, you're going to want to make the switch. We've got 45-day window before V1 will no longer even be supported. So it doesn't even make sense to stay on that project, because the liquidity pool will eventually be moved over. So you can't even access or interact with that contract after that's been moved. And then on top of all that, all the innovation and things that we've been waiting for all are happening on the V2 contract with this new tier system in the reflections, which is much greater than it was originally on the original V1 tokenomics setup. So there's no reason not to switch over at this point.
Awesome. I just want to add that now we have Adam Bergman. He had just joined the show, and he is the man, the legend. And here's the Adam Bergman. He is actually a ghost. And there he is. What's going on, Adam?
Yo, you guys trying to play me with these glasses, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can
Didn't you get the memo, bro? What you doing?
Yeah.
No, but you guys trying to play me. I got you. You guys want to play jokes?
No, do you have sunglasses? Grab a pair of sunglasses.
It is on, guys. It is on like Raekwon. What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on? Just so you know, tonight's show, we're going to be focusing a lot on the actual comments. So we're just talking about the reflections right now. And I know you recently did a video on the new reflections. Do you want to talk a little bit about the reflections now that you jumped in?
Who, me? Yeah, sure.
What excites you about it?
So we did the math really quick. So currently around, I don't know the exact number, but around 300 billion, just under, just over, has transferred over. So around 50% of the entire assets of V1 transferred over. Because of that, we have a very unique case of reflections right now that we're getting actually about 150% on top of the reflections that you would normally get on V1 if you were using that original 10% tax, 5% here, 5% there. And once everybody's going to move over, and you actually take into account everybody moving over, migrating, which would be 100%, which is not going to happen, you will get around a 41% increase in your reflections. So the calculation always used to be 1 billion bag for 1 billion volume over a total amount of time. Guys, that's not per day, just for everybody to understand. That billion can be in a month, it can be in a year, it could be in an hour. That's just the number. So we used to get a number $54. So you add 40%, and you're right around that $70 mark. I confirmed my numbers with Globus because his numbers and my numbers were off. I figured out why they were off. Both of us were right, and he agreed with it. Shout out to him. And then we also took into account you got to look at Safemoon as two ecosystems now, at least. So you're going to have tier 1, tier 2. And I forgot which one is which, but the one that's going to be just commerce, you get 2%.
That's
1%
tier 1.
is tier 1. There you go. So tier 1, 2%. 1% goes to LP, and 1% is going to go to all wallet holders, no burn wallet. So if you take that into account, if everybody migrates 100% for every billion of volume using the tier 1, for every million bag that you have, you would get $17.50, plus or minus, very, very close to that. And then using tier 2, for every billion, with every million bag that you have, you would get around $70, a little bit more than 70, like 71, but let's call it $70. So that's pretty cool. The thing is, around 50% of the wallets actually transferred over, like the actual wealth of V1 transferred over. So it's like 50-50 right now. And in order to do that, we only transferred over 10% of the wallets. So the question is, how much people are actually going to transfer over? I have a rough estimate, and I'm rough estimating somewhere between, the 85 to 90% mark. So let's say, for example, if 90% transfer over, you're going to get an additional 10%. So the $70 is going to be really, really close to high 70s, maybe touching $80, depending on how many people are going to move. So now if you have 1 million Safemoon, as opposed to before, if you had a billion Safemoon, now with everything, you would be getting $80 instead of the $54, which is really, really amazing. So I just want to clarify a couple of things. A lot of people are saying, Adam, I don't get anywhere near those reflections. And what I'm trying to say is, guys, open up your goddamn ears and open up your goddamn eyes when I'm talking and everyone's talking. It's per volume of 1 billion. People are like, oh, I only got like $4 of reflection. Bro, because we don't have the volume. Currently, our volume is around 500,000. That's our volume, 500,000. 500,000 times 30 days. So in a month, you would get that $1.5 billion. So in a month, if you had 1 million, you would be getting around $100 worth of reflections if everyone migrates over. Anyways, that's all I got, guys.
Yeah, and also take away, guys, that the amount of volume that we have going on right now is extremely low. If you've been tracking this on a per day basis, we've seen metrics much higher than this. As everyone moves over to version 2, there's less incentive for anyone to potentially be buying on version 1, where we're seeing that split in the daily trading volume taking place. So if everyone is on version 2 and you start implementing, the exchange, the blockchain, other exchanges, more application demands, all that stuff will increase volume, and then therefore we'll be ending up making a lot more.
Anything from you, RJ, on reflections? Do you want to touch on that, or you think we beat a dead horse down there with the reflections?
No, yeah, you guys got it.
Okay, so now that we talked about reflections, because that was one of the biggest things with V2, now we're going to jump over to super chats for a while. And maybe if they're even not super chats, we're just going to start answering questions from the audience, and we'll see if we could do and answer all your questions. So let's fly on over to this one. Like my little fly on, it says, when Jim Crypto on Roundtable, from Jai, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Does anyone know how to pronounce that name?
Giannis Tompu, LOL, baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your donation. Is that what they are? Donations? It's like I'm on a I don't know what goes. I don't know how to do this. But anyway, thank you for your donation. Okay. I don't know Jim Crypto. Does anyone know Jim Crypto?
Yeah,
I don't. I've heard his name pushed around, especially on these live streams, but I don't know if that's a joke or if he's a YouTuber or what's up. But we can look into it.
Before I answer it, does anyone know Jim Crypto? Anyone here other than me?
I've never heard of him.
Okay,
not me.
Okay, listen, we're all about positivity, right? Jim Crypto, he's I want to say he's an OG, but he has gotten an insane amount of flack. He's lost a lot of followers faster than Bergman can lose followers in a video. Because
What?
Yo, today is fuck with Adam Day, huh? All right, cool.
So Jim Crypto, he likes to overhype, and almost really clickbaity, right? To a point where everyone just hated on him. I mean, he was popular for doing crypto or Safemoon to a penny, Safemoon a dollar, Safemoon a penny, almost every other thumbnail. So he got a lot of flack. I'm pretty sure a lot of people.
So basically, he hypes up like I do. He's basically as hype as I am, right?
Check out one of his videos. Let me know what you guys think. I've never personally spoken to the guy. I've watched a lot of his videos when I first started getting into Safemoon in April. Like everyone else, I kind of evolved past that kind of content. But
okay, we'll look into Jim Crypto and we'll see. Maybe he'll want to join us, and we'll see if we can lose all our followers.
What's the maximum amount of people that we can have on these roundtables at once?
I
10.
think it's 10. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone take that with a grain of salt, right? Anyone that we have that's new that's coming on board, there might be limitations certain weeks.
Right. Yeah. So the Great Gooch gave us $2. He said, "Where is everyone else? It's a small group tonight." We just lost Adam because I guess he didn't want to be on for that question. Anyway, we're around the Christmas time, so I believe a lot of people are with their families and they have a lot going on. So yeah, I mean, we want everyone to be here as much as we can get, but not everyone could show up all the time because everyone's schedule is different. So it is a little bit smaller tonight, but maybe more people can be popping in sooner or later. We don't know. I did invite John Caroni to be a part of the show tonight, and we'll see if he pops in at one point. So I doubt it. If he does pop in, you'll just see him say, "Who's Tim?" and then he'll just pop out, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, so now we're on to the Great Gooch again. He said, "What's Gucci?"
It's all Gucci, baby.
It's a designer, I think, right? Doesn't he make purses? I don't know what Gucci is, a designer, I think.
Tim, you're reading it too literal. Too literal.
Yeah.
How do you read it unliteral?
It's
So you say,
similar to
it's a
like
term
saying,
now.
"You gelling?"
Yeah,
I'm gelling,
like,
man.
whoa.
What's Gucci?
Yeah, so if I say, "Tim, what's Gucci, man?" It's almost like, "Hey, what's good? What's going on? How are you?" All in all, what's Gucci?
Oh God, now I feel like an old man. Jeez, I should have picked up on that. All right.
Well, at least you don't feel like an old broom, because then that'd be really weird.
All right. Muhammad A. He said, Safemoon has 10 patents. Can we look them up and get an idea on what they're making or planning? What do you think, Tim? Great job. You guys are all the best. Yeah, so they actually have close to, let's bring Adam back up. They have close to 12 patents, but most of them are basically focused on the exchange, the connect, and then the rest of them mainly focus all around e-commerce. So it has to with the buying and selling and tradings of goods. And they're not just US patents. They have patents over in Europe. They have patents over in other countries. But a majority of the patents, which I couldn't find any for hydrophobic or hydrophilic coatings or anything to do with making airfoils more efficient on wind turbines. The only thing that I found was just on mainly the e-commerce system, which would be, I guess, their version of Amazon or some sort of trading platform of goods. Does anyone else have any information beyond that?
As far as the patents, no, I don't know any detailed information on that. I was wondering, do you know of any that are tied to Safemoon Connect as far as the registration?
So the one that I know of that's tied to Connect, that actually has a lot to do with the e-commerce side as well. But I didn't dig into it enough. I think you can do a patent pool, but it costs money, and I didn't do that. So, but I do know they do have it registered, Safemoon Connect, and they have Safemoon Exchange registered under a patent and a trademark. So.
Now, do we know if those patents are pushed all the way through, or if they're just pending?
No, I think they're all the way through from what I picked up on. But like I said, I'm no patent expert. I just know that they were filed for it. The files are in the system. You can actually Google it yourself. It's under Safemoon LLC, I believe, and you'll be able to pull them all up. Someone did try to steal their logo and their name to try to make money, and he did the same thing with Next, which was an old computer company. And this guy just tries to do that to try to make money off a name. So that you'll see there's like maybe 12 or 11 of patents out there, but one has nothing to do with actual Safemoon itself. It's just someone trying to make money off the Safemoon name. So that's all I could find out about that.
I know a patent.
Okay, you want to go with it and tell us what you know about it?
Yeah, if everybody don't click the freaking like button, I'm going to come to your house and catch all of you guys. We have like 130 likes and we have 500 people in here. Guys, honestly, it's mad hard for us to get together. We all go through trials and tribulations throughout the day. Just give us a like. It takes half a second, bro. Like, if you really appreciate us, show us with a click. Come on, guys.
Yeah, smash that like button. Share with all your friends. Just so you know, this is not any financial advice. I forgot to say that. Don't spit on your computer. None of this is financial advice, guys. We're not financial advisors unless someone in this panel is a financial advisor, which I am not. So anything you hear from my mouth, don't take it as financial advice. I don't know about, Generation or RJ. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Adam, you sound like you're a financial advisor, but I wouldn't know.
Not me.
How about you, Crypto Atlas? Are you a financial advisor?
I am not, but you did mention Jesus. I think he gave a little bit of financial advice during his time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's solid.
Hold on, guys. We have somebody that gave us an awesome comment, Tim. This guy's name is D Ano. He says this is cringe. D Ano says this is cringe. D Ano. Why do you think this is cringe? That's a very interesting name. D Ano. How do you pronounce that?
What is this? Bingo?
Anal? The anal. Why do you think this room is cringe?
Yeah, that's a good, maybe he'll respond. D anal. If you want to respond to Adam, go right ahead.
Are so ridiculous, bro.
D anal. D anal is saying that this room is cringe. I mean, if people got jokes, we're gonna joke, bro. That's what I'm all about.
I mean, that's why we're
humongous here. A humongous. Looking for a humongous man.
Dano Blockchain says, I love seeing this once a week. It's like a consolidation of information that saves me time. And if you have any questions that you want to ask us, feel free. But I think we went over a lot about the reflections, and we also found out about D-anal. So thanks for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, D-anal with the cringe. D-anal.
Get Crypto Zeus on the show. Yeah, I mean, if Crypto Zeus wants to come on the show, he's more than welcome to. You guys know Crypto Zeus?
Yeah, I spoke to him about it, actually. He might join us in one of these things. We're working on it, guys. We're working on it.
You know what we should do is we should have a night where we do the Twitter leaders. So all the guys that host spaces, so Jeremiah, Chris, Zeus, all of these guys, maybe even Viking, come on and be on the space all with us. So we can introduce all the people that lead those Twitter spaces.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the suggestions. and we're doing our best.
Hey, Tim,
Yes.
is there a button somewhere on your screens we would be able to get our like names up on the screen again?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So I'm actually if anyone doesn't know this is my first time. I'm going under banners. I actually tried to do that and under brand. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Adam with the hot toddies. You feeling okay? All right.
I don't know what that means.
Display names. It says it's on.
RJ's about to burst into flames, bro. This guy is laughing.
It says display the names are always hidden when showing a comment. Oh, how about this? If I take a comment away, then I think your names will pop up. Is that how it works? So if I took this away, Adam with the hot toddies.
There it is.
There you go.
Hey,
So that's where the names go, and maybe I'll jump down every time I pull up a question. Did you want to respond to this, Adam, with the hot toddies? Are you feeling okay?
Are you looking at my titties? What does that even mean?
I don't know what a toddy is.
But I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. Give it like 490, bro. 490, and I'll show you a nipple. I mean, bro, what is a hot toddy? I don't know what that is.
I don't know if we could show nipples on this show. We might want to hold back from doing that.
But thank you very, very much for the donation. We appreciate you,
Thank you for
Dustin.
the donation.
Yes, sir.
By the way, guys, Zeus says he's down to come on the stream, so we'll have to get him up here maybe next week or the week after.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it would be great to hang out with Zeus. All right, let's scroll through here.
Oh, hot toddy is a drink. I'm sorry. No, this is not. I apologize. No, this is just coffee. It's iced coffee. Milo wants some iced coffee. He loves that shit, but that's mine. This is just coffee, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No signal. We'll watch tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We do our best. All right, let's go here. How important do you think the wind turbines will be? And do you think 32 is the burn per spin? What do you guys think? How important do you think these wind turbines are? I think they're going to be pretty awesome based on the technology that they're going to be putting onto them. But what do you guys think? And try not to laugh when you answer this, RJ.
Listen, I'm a mod. I'm moderating for like 5 minutes.
Well, thank God you guys are moderating. I don't know what you're saying if Hot Toddies is on there. So what do I think? I think the wind turbines are going to do a lot for countries that don't have access to electricity. So over in the Gambia, not being able to get electricity on the grid and being able to connect to the mesh wireless system, I think is super important. So I think that it's going to bring in a new era of crypto being accepted into governments because they're actually making the investment into these communities and trying to bring them together. And they're investing their technology and their time to better the community. So I think it's going to be super big. As for the 32 per burn, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. What do you guys think about the wind turbines? Do you think it's going to be an important part of the Safemoon ecosystem?
I definitely think they're going to be an essential part of it. To the extent, we don't know, just because we don't have the scope. But I don't think that we would have the information that we have. They would put the emphasis on them the way they have, unless they were, to some degree, very important to the ecosystem. As far as the burn, though, the 32 burn, that's something that I've heard speculated a lot, especially back when we got the original 32, right? Because the 32 that kept going through it over and over again, people were speculating that those were the wind turbines, not the wind turbines themselves, but the code behind that would run the wind turbines running, and that was them testing that on their network. But in my opinion, if they were doing that, that would be done on a test net. That wouldn't be done on the actual blockchain. So I don't know. I don't think that 32 burn is anywhere confirmed. It's just been speculation. But I do think the wind turbines themselves are going to be pretty important.
Okay.
Can't talk with RJ and Adam laughing.
I know. I read this and I laughed and I figured I'd put it up. Tim, I feel like I met you at Kasona Harbor Market this summer. I don't know.
Boy, you guys are butchering your English tonight, reading all this stuff. That's Kenosha.
Oh, I'm also dyslexic. I don't know if a lot of people knew
It's
that.
like three of you, three different messages. I just haven't said anything till now.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bro,
I try my best.
I feel like I met Tim at an Area 52 convention, bro. He had like
All right,
a tin
from
hat
now
on.
on, since I have a dyslexia and I have a problem reading comments, I'm going to let someone else read them.
Do you want me to read the comments?
Oh,
Sure.
that's nice of you. Thank you, Victor, for the happy birthday for my mom. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday
thank
to
you,
your
thank
mom,
you, thank you.
All right, let's scroll through some of these.
Generation Crypto's birthday is coming up too.
Yeah, a week from today.
That's my boo.
All right, from Dustin Fisher, it says, "Yeah, hot toddy is a tea with whiskey. LOL. I know you like your apple juice."
Okay, he's on a cell phone call right now, but yeah, hot toddy is a drink, so that's good to know. And he's gone. His cat bit him. All right, let's go down and see what else we got going on here. I prefer, what's this? I prefer 36, 32, 36 myself. That's cool. Is that how many burns per spin? Is that what we're talking about? That's what I hope.
That's his fantasy football record, I think.
Oh, okay.
Now, let me ask you guys, if the 32 that happened months ago with Bitmart, it was in a sequence, right? It was back to back to back to back, and that's how it became a meme.
Right.
If that has absolutely nothing to do with Safemoon's team, out of any number that could have been tested upon, why did they choose 32? Is there anything of significance from a testing perspective of why you would choose the number 32?
No, I don't. And frankly, when it comes to 32, I mean, maybe that's just the number they settled on, or maybe that's just, well, there's a lot of symbolism with 32 that people have talked about, right? Like with angles with owl wings, the fact that a dark moon happens every 32 months, all the other significant numbers of why 32 incorporates with dark moon and everything else that they're doing. But who knows? I don't know. It's just, I don't know, because the weird thing with numbers is there's always patterns and strategies that you can find within numbers. So you can literally take any number, and I'm sure, like, if we want to get the chat going, let's just pick the number 17. I'm sure you can find connections with the number 17 to something related to Safemoon, just because numbers always make connections. So I don't know if that's which came first, the chicken or the egg. Was it 32 that came first and we started putting everything to 32? Or was it that there was legitimate stuff associated with 32 and 32 came later?
That's a good point. What are the chances that Safemoon can add PayPal? This would be huge. What do you guys think about that? I don't think they will add PayPal because I feel like the system they are setting up is similar to PayPal. They have their own wallet. They're going to do their own exchange, and they're going to do their own card. And that's sort of like what PayPal has. PayPal has their own wallet. They have their own exchange now that you could buy crypto on, and they have a PayPal card. So I don't know if they would necessarily get involved with PayPal, although it would be more convenient to get your currency that you have in your country being in to get cryptocurrency. But I feel like they're more of a competitor than PayPal. What do you guys think? Anyone have an opinion on that?
I would say that we're more probable to see PayPal listing Safemoon because, you can purchase Bitcoin, several other cryptocurrencies through them moving forward. Although as it is right now, we have Simplex, we have MoonPay in order to, be incorporated into buying BNB and hopefully being able to directly buy Safemoon itself in the future. So is there the possibility of it? I would say, yeah, but I think it's more likely that Safemoon would go on as a crypto over to PayPal's side for purchase.
All right. This is, I'll let crypto.
All right, this is from Laughin' Coffin 91. What month do you see the exchange being out, and how do you think the volume will be starting out?
Ooh, that's a great question. I hope it will be out in January, if not February. I think it's going to be in Q1. The exchange will be coming out. I know John Caroni came out and said that it's mainly paperwork, not so much the programming when it comes to getting an exchange out. So he said he was just finishing up the paperwork. Now, I don't know if he was referring to the exchanges that they're partnering with or their actual exchange itself. As for volume, if you look at any other cryptocurrency that's out there, I mean, just look at when they get listed. I mean, what do you guys think when it comes to volume?
So when it comes to the exchange itself, I mean, building an exchange isn't inherently difficult, especially with the resources that this team has. You're talking 8 to 12 weeks max of the actual structure of the exchange. But like you mentioned, that the actual difficult part of the exchange is not the code. It's being within regulations and guidelines. So that's with the SEC. That's with, all the other federal regulations that you would have going on there. And that's not just in the United States, but it's on a per state level. And then that's also on a per governance level or per providence level if you're looking at different countries. So there's all of that red tape they have to get through and make sure they're making sure they're all within those guidelines and working properly so that they can do that.
Are we talking about a central exchange or decentralized exchange?
So our decentralized exchanges are DEX, right, which is our swap. Decentralized exchange is what we're going to imply the cryptonomics. So that's what we're talking about. It's the centralized exchanges that have the more difficulty with the federal regulation because they have to be up to code.
You think they're going to? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
Do you have any idea what you think the volume is going to do for Safemoon if they get listed on one of these exchanges or they list their own exchange?
It depends on what exchange we're talking about. I think if we're going to be on Coinbase and it's as easy to buy on Coinbase as is any other coin, I mean, I could say that like within the first few days, just because it'll be new, I would imagine we're going to be hundreds of millions easily in the first couple of days, and then we'll see what happens after that simmers down.
So I think that once we're on an exchange, I mean, the more the merrier, but you guys can estimate that the exchange will be about Adam, RJ, and Atlas are goons. I think that the average volume is going to be around 250 million a day. That's just based on the top 50 cryptocurrencies. I did a quick medium of the volume, and we got 250 a day. So that would be really, really fantastic. Volume. Guys, you think they're going to make their own exchange, or you think that they're going to team up with an existing exchange?
That's a good question. Wasn't there a rumor back in the day, like early on, about Bippy Pop? Was that the name of the exchange that they were supposed to do something with?
Yeah, there's. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Atlas. Go.
That was Bibbypom. And I actually did a very in-depth analysis video I published today talking about the exchange and when realistically, based on the metrics of what processes you have to go through and actually to be able to make a cryptocurrency exchange. So John had recently given us some clues where he talked about, well, there's the MTLs, the MSB, there's European Union, there's United Kingdom, all that kind of stuff, right? So an MTL is a money transmitter license, and that is something that is the real time consuming element. The money service business, or the MSB, that doesn't take very long for the process to actually do the application. I found a comparable company, and it looks like right around a 9-month time frame. So I know I'm giving a lot of the elements that's in my really long, in-depth video you guys can check out if you want. But just the long story short of this, we had fundraised $1 million. That looks like that's enough equity to be provided in order to move this forward. That was fundraised back around in April. If you look at the comparable exchange or the money transmitter license that was being pushed through, that was about 9 months. And so right in that time frame where John has recently made statements saying that it looks like the exchange is probably not going to come out before Christmas, right? So it sounds like it could be very close. That's one leading indicator. In addition to that, he was asked if it's going to come out next summer. And he said, oh, geez, I don't even have the patience for that. So summer is going to be June of next year. So realistically, it's leaning much more heavily going into the first quarter of next year, like what Tim was sort of implying around January, but potentially as of late of June. And if you look at the background of John, his family, they have the business over in the Gambia, the Barajali Group, I think is what it's called. And they happen to deal with foreign money transactions. So you have that established in 2019. You've got John, who's coming to this table with his family background already being involved in this space. So it's not like he can't figure this out and he doesn't know what process he has to go through. The exchange itself, he has said that is a very quick line process. That doesn't take very long. All the other red tape going through the paperwork, getting that stuff approved, that's the stuff that's time consuming. And I think he said that you could do an exchange in something like 2 months or so. So I think we're right in that range where that 9-month time frame comparable looks like we're right there. I would say give it within the next month to as late as June based on my research.
That's good analysis right there.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into that one.
All right. Generation, you want to read through this one so I don't butcher it?
Okay. Yes. And for the guys wondering why my head keeps going down, I'm moderating the chat, guys. So if I'm looking down, I'm using my phone to moderate. Let's see here. This is from... I don't want to butcher this. Giannis JT Pomp 3 LOL. Safemoonarmy, we are so many that we
Gian.
can.
Gian is GT P.
Gian is GT POMG. There we go. Safemoonarmy, we are so many that we could fart all together and simultaneously and move the Earth closer to the moon.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
Theoretically, it's possible, guys. I'm not sure if we can all coordinate it together. It would take a lot of planning. But it could be something. We'll look into it. What do you guys think? A lot of broccoli.
I would say that if everyone on the planet farted at the same time, everyone would be pushing the Earth in the same direction, so the Earth wouldn't actually move.
So what we all need to do is meet up
We
somewhere.
just spin faster, right? We move those damn turbines pretty good, right?
Yeah, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to all go to Adam's house and we'll eat a can of beans and we'll have to do it there.
There you go. I'm sure.
Oh, you're going to need a new can of paint for your house after we come over.
You guys are all welcome. Come through.
All right. This is from Michael. Am I reading that right? I can't read letters right now.
Yeah, Michael Mieja. I haven't migrated to V1 because Bitmart is holding my coins hostage. Any news on when it will get corrected?
Ooh, that's a great question. Does anyone have any information on that?
Yeah, so Bitmart is shut off V1 for now to stop purchases and sales because they're going to be migrating everyone over to V2. So just you guys don't have to do anything if you're on an exchange right now. If you're holding V1, it's going to be migrated for you automatically. So you don't need to send it anywhere. You don't need to do anything. It's just going to migrate on its own.
You know what's going to be interesting with the Bitmart guys? Are they going to be giving out the reflections this entire time that people lost? And bro, it's a little bit messed up, right? What if you wanted to sell this whole time? Let's say you wanted to sell, or let's say you wanted to rebuy, or right? Because it's not just you're getting back your tokens, which is fantastic. It's your reflections, one, and two. What if you wanted to rebuy? What if you want to take advantage of the dip? What if you want to take advantage of that 2% thing, right? It's
that's the issue with an centralized exchange, right? Is you don't technically hold your tokens; they're held on an exchange. So there's pros and cons. It's there basically for everything in life. There's two options. There's security and there's freedom. And the more you go to one side, the less you have of the other, and that's just the nature of the world, right?
fair enough.
It's like you turn on a light in a room. You can have it get brighter, or you can have it be darker. But you can have a room that's both bright and dark at the same time. So if you're on exchange because you feel like you're safer there because they've got built-in features where they guarantee your tokens and that kind of a thing, well, you're going to lose out in these options like this where you can have a little bit more control of your oown tokens. If you're on a wallet, you have a little bit more freedom, but it's your responsibility to take care of your security. So if you give out your seed phrase or you do something silly like that and you get your stuff stolen, there's no one there to back it up for you or take care of you that way. So it's kind of that option of, do you value security or do you value the freedom that comes with not relying on a centralized system for security?
Yeah, I mean, I understand how people are. Like right now, they're not getting the reflections. Am I correct by that? They're not getting the new V2, so they won't get those new reflections. So they're probably sitting there, man, we're not getting what we used to get. We're not getting with all the new contract people that moved over. So I could see why that could definitely be, where you're getting upset about it.
Bro, they wouldn't be getting any reflections because since there's no movement, there's no buying, selling, trading, which means that all the reflections come from, Bitmart's internal ecosystem. And since the ecosystem is not moving, they ain't getting jack shit.
Oh,
that
so
sucks.
It's all locked up there. Yeah, that's
100%.
True.
So they ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, I wish we had the answer for that question, but unfortunately, we don't know what they're doing. So, sorry.
Dale, fantastic, Dale. Dale, fantastic.
From Thonk, if you have to convince someone to buy SafeMoon, what would be your one-liner selling point to get them on board with the project?
Bro, who wants to take this one?
RJ, you want to take this one? I know you've been down there moderating for a while. I haven't heard you speak. I love your voice. You can convince someone to buy SafeMoon.
I want to take it after also.
If I had to convince someone to buy SafeMoon, what would be your one-liner selling point to get them on board with this project? One-liner is difficult. All right. I just say all the time, my number one selling point is always tokenomics. I've literally converted as many family members as I can, as many friends as I can, and as many coworkers at the time as I can. And you introduce them with saying tokenomics. The longer you hold it, the more you get. Yes, anyone that understands the history, Safemoon did not officially start tokenomics, but they are the ones that successfully implemented it. And so it's easy to just branch off of that from there. After you say, hey, tokenomics, you hold more. You get more the longer you hold, and then you can slowly start feeding them some more information. I've noticed today after a conversation with my CPA and a conversation with my parents that people that don't know what crypto is or they don't know what SafeMoon is, it is very easy to give them that information overload. It's too much for them, right? So you have to slowly start giving them information little by little, right? Tokenomics, start with tokenomics. It's easy to understand. The longer you hold it, the more you get. Branch out from there. Don't go straight into like windmills and the Gambia and stuff like that. Their mind's going to explode. So I would say tokenomics.
I think that's good. Anyone else want to answer that before we move on to the next one? I think that was a great answer.
I think Adam wanted to take a stab at it.
Yeah, man. What I tell people first and foremost, and one of the main reasons why I got into this, and one of the main reason why I stay in this, is the Safemoonarmy. That's our strongest asset. Above and beyond everything else, above and beyond anything, and it's just the Safemoonarmy. Without us, this would be done. Just look how we stick together when things suck. And bro, when you have a cult-like following, and we have a cult-like following. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody knows that. It's very hard to break a project like this. We might be down a lot, but we're not going to be out. Eventually, we'll find our way. So that's what I tell people.
I agree.
I feel like this is a hard one because it's a very specific question. They were asking a one-liner. So if you have to condense everything down basically to an elevator pitch, you just got one line that you could say with it. Just thinking on the spot right now, I would probably say something along the lines of, think about an investment opportunity that you missed out on because you didn't take the chance, and realize that with what we have right now, it has the community backing and the roadmap projections that gives every indication that it can not only be successful, but it could be a leader, in a growing industry space that is blockchain technology. And ask yourself, are you willing to miss out on that opportunity once again?
That's longer than one line, Atlas, for sure.
Yeah.
What's a run-on sentence?
So
just keep putting commas in there. We'll just
commas and ands, and you're good.
my I guess one-line zinger would be SafeMoon is going to be the Amazon of cryptocurrency.
That's pretty good. Mine is,
and I guess my reason to explain that for people who are like don't understand what I mean by that, they're not the first in the space, but they are the ones to build an ecosystem that took over the space.
It's a good one. All right. R.S. Minton. Any ideas what Charles Caroni does as the new VP in charge of operations? Seems like he'd be part of the core team, vocal and visible. What do you guys think? Does anyone know much about Charles Caroni? I know he's super tall, but other than that, I don't know much about him. And he's John's brother, right?
Vital part of imminent intricate detail. He's basically the hydrophilic and hydrophilic nanoparticle of the entire SafeMoon ecosystem. Super intricate. And without him, we would be absolutely nowhere. Imminently nowhere.
Water bounces right off him. He is bounced.
He played a direct role in getting the partnership with Hudui, or Hudui, or however you say that name. I'm not sure how to say it.
Hadui, yeah, I think you got it right the first time.
Yeah,
so that's good. I know he was working on more exchanges. So yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's basically it. Is that I know that he was congratulated on doing that, and that's something that he's been in the works on for quite a while. And for anybody that's watching right now that doesn't know about that exchange, they deal with NFTs. So Safemoon has been trying to pursue ways to incorporate NFTs with the Safemoon wallet. There's a little bit of a dilemma there, because we could have the NFTs being incorporated into the Android version, but Apple has a different set of restrictions, policies that they want to do. And so to find workarounds, this could be that segue opportunity through them, which, by the way, Hudui does have a financial backer through crypto.com. So that's another connecting dot that drags SafeMoon over to crypto.com.
I do have a question. And hopefully you fine gentlemen can answer this with our collective minds. So Safemoon is saying that we're having issues with obviously Apple restricting NFTs and stuff. What exactly is is, Apple restricting? Because if you look at OpenSea has an application. And OpenSea is an NFT platform. So what? Help me understand. So I love education. Help me educate me on this.
So I know Trust Wallet's been having that same issue when it comes to Trust Wallet. They're actually blocking all dApps on Trust Wallet when it comes to iOS. It's not just NFTs. So anything to do with that on Trust Wallet's being blocked. I haven't heard other than Safemoon mentioning, I haven't heard of Apple blocking NFTs for any other reason outside of that. I know that former applications that have NFTs were able to continue to host and have NFTs, but anything that's trying to come on new with NFTs is unable to. But I don't know what the reasoning is.
My
Okay.
suspicion is that it's got to be similar to what happened with Epic Games, where Epic Games was monetizing with Fortnite through their V-Bucks system, but they were essentially trying to redirect their customer base to not showing support financially in the app because, Fortnite's free to download, but the money comes in from all the microtransactions. So if you circumvent that, which all the stuff that is bought with V-Bucks, those are NFTs in their own regard, right? They're non-fungible tokens, the costumes, all that kind of stuff. So I think Apple in that lawsuit, they've just been trying to find ways to where they're providing a free service in which people can provide these apps that are out there. But if revenue is going to be coming in through these free apps, then Apple wants to make sure that they can get their cut. And if you're going through NFT stuff that's going through the blockchain, how is Apple getting their cut?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm looking at OpenSea right now on my app store, and I can only view it, right? But I can't sell it or bid it or put it up for bid. So interesting.
Yeah, they shut that down.
Yeah, I wonder if Safemoon's going to be successful putting dApps on their wallet, because that's something Apple doesn't allow Trust Wallet to do, right? So are they going to be able to do it on theirs as well, or is it the iOS version going to be blocked from doing dApps as well?
So from what I've heard, this was asked a while ago, like this was probably 2 months ago during a AMA, and they had mentioned that they would not put dApps up unless it was available for both Android and iOS. And that was the holdup in the past of why it's not already on there. So if they're looking to add them in this next update, like they're saying, they must have found some workaround or some deal with Apple to make that function.
Oh, that's good, because that would probably be one of the only wallets that has that right now, don't you think?
MetaMask has NFTs on it.
Okay, but do they have dApps?
Yep, they have dApps as well.
Okay, dApps. See, I'm pronouncing that wrong. You guys should
People,
just go over
it's
here and
tomato
smack
tomato.
it.
It's like people call it GIF or people call it GIF. I'm probably started a feud in the comment section on which way is the way to pronounce it. But
Yeah.
Well, I think a big question here is that we need to ask, what is the value of the partnership with Houdui? They are an NFT marketplace. So Charles, everyone congratulating him internally on the team for finalizing that and moving forward. As it is right now, Houdui's coin is what's listed on the Safemoon wallet, right? So you can make a swap over to acquire their coin. That's all fine and dandy. But how does that NFT themed cryptocurrency and Charles doing all this work, where does that marketplace come into the role with Safemoon's progression forward? Is there something that's going to redirect to them? Is there some way to incorporate that into the wallet itself? Are they going to be involved in that in some regard? I think that's a great question. I don't know if you guys have any theories on it.
I have no theories on that whatsoever.
I'm going to defer this to Adam. I think Adam's got something to say on this.
No, I don't got nothing to say.
That's good.
Let's ask Lord Beerus.
All right.
That.
Adam doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No, he doesn't. Adam, you don't watch Dragon Ball? I don't. Yeah, he doesn't watch that. Atlas.
I
Only
don't
you and
watch
me
it
will
either.
understand.
I understood that one.
Yes, generation.
Bro,
Big fan, big fan.
I read finance books and watch documentaries. I'm a geek.
So do I.
Oh, wow. I don't read finance books. I apologize.
Long story short, there's a character in Dragon Ball Super that's called Lord Beerus that looks just like your cat,
Oh,
but purple.
He's a bald god that's looks like a cat.
Okay.
all right.
No, the
Ron.
NFTs is interesting, Tim. Sorry to butt you.
No, go right ahead.
The NFTs is an interesting topic of conversation because, as you guys already heard, right? I think we covered this possibly last week. It was like a teaser, right? John was trying to tell us, or was it Ryan that was trying to tell us that their partnerships with an NFT provider for next year is ready to rock and roll, but they didn't publicly say it was Hodui when he said that, which I found interesting, right? They have a recent partnership with Hodui right now, but when they mentioned it in the last Safemoon Sunday, they didn't say Hodui. So I don't know. I also know I'm working with Z Dundee, and I know Adam, he's done some work for you, right? He tried to create an account with Hodui, and apparently they were, not to smack talk Safemoon's new partner over Hodui, but I think it was not a pleasant experience. I know we've seen some people on Twitter that says they've minted already on Hodui, which is cool, but it's interesting. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Z Dundee, man. Cool dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
Yeah, I
helpful.
agree.
Shout out.
Oh, I just thought of something. What if the partnership with Hodui is similar to what we were talking about with the possibility of the exchange acquisition in the early days? So what if Hodui is one of those things where it's like, yeah, we now accept their crypto, and then a month, 2 from now, all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way, we bought them out. We're renaming it as Safemoon.nft or something like that, and you can just go straight to the marketplace and be doing it through there.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be
That would be
cool.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
I honestly think that they're going to be, I don't want to say acquiring, but I think they're going to be partnering up with somebody that's existing. So somebody that's existing is going to give them a platform, and Safemoon's going to give them more clout because of the Safemoonarmy, and they'll be like, listen, we're instantly going to bring in 3 million, I mean like 400,000 holders of Safemoon that can contribute to your platform.
Yeah, I suspect that with the exchange too, that they might be teaming up with someone in the exchange and taking that over. I looked a lot into the Unizen exchange, and that exchange is pretty cool looking. And they've already went through a couple of renamings of that exchange because they just really can't get people to bite into it. But it actually does look like it is a pretty solid exchange. So if they did partner with anyone, Safemoon has this huge crowd, this huge army, and obviously I think it would be a very good partnership if they didn't take it over and then rename it the Safemoon Exchange, because they just renamed it Unizen Exchange. It was something closer to that, but I think they might be taking something over.
Can we take that guy's question? My stick, he says Coinbase doesn't have the ability to work with BSC network. Why the speculation? I agree with what he just said. I have no idea why the speculation is there. Coinbase openly says we don't have the ability to support Binance. Therefore, we don't support anything BEP20. I mean, it's literally on their website.
So I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this too much, so I'll touch it lightly. This would be after we go to our own blockchain.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's and you guys already know, right? My style is not really about speculation and stuff like that. But
Yeah, that's why I said I'm just going to touch that lightly and leave it where I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to dig into that, but that would be the answer to that question.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll do speculation on it. So one of the things that we noticed is that the Coinbase wallet has made its own update now, so you can actually see, at least on the wallet side, other tokens on other chains. So instead of just seeing the ERC20 tokens, you can now also see the BEP20 tokens. And so that's one progressive step forward. Next thing that you need to ask yourself is that look at other exchanges that work with both the Binance Smart Chain tokens as well as the Ethereum tokens. Binance is one of the examples, right? Like, you don't have to be restricted to only one blockchain when you're looking at it as a perspective where you have Coinbase that's a publicly traded company now, right? There's a lot of money that's on the table in a lot of different ways, and they're continuously trying to progress forward and being leading innovators in the space. So just because their website says right now that they don't accept it doesn't mean that they haven't been going through all the steps on the back end in preparation to start accepting it. That's a lot of extra revenue that they could start tapping into that they're not actually getting right now. And they want to make money. That's their business, right?
Right.
Fair enough.
And they did say they're going to try to list as many as they possibly can. So I think that is something, could be coming in the future, but there is it's just still all speculation, but there's a lot of things hinting that it could be coming. All right. This question, wouldn't an auto migration push dead wallets over?
There's not going to be an auto migration. So if they're left behind, they're dead.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So I didn't think they were going to do that. But I think that maybe if they're talking about the exchanges, no, I don't think they're doing it that's just the exchanges themselves, right?
So the exchanges are moving automatically. They're auto migrating. So every wallet that's on the exchange will be migrated. If it's in their own individual wallet off of an exchange, those aren't moving unless the people individually move them within the allotted time frame.
Shannon writes, number 32, germanium. Jesus, here I go again. Used in a solar on satellites in space. So that once again, there's more that number 32 where people are finding it everywhere. There was a Starlink satellite that had to be pulled through the atmosphere and burned up because it was malfunctioning in the mesh network, and then they had to resend it back up. So there's a lot going on with 32, and like you said, the 32 with the degrees of the herringbone of the owl's wings for better efficiency when it comes to wind turbines. So yeah, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it. I mean, this is all one of those things is no one really knows what the 32 means for sure.
Do you mind if we take this question from Safemoon's really fast?
Yeah, can you? Where is it? All the way at the bottom?
It's not a. Yeah, it's towards the bottom, but it's not a.
Okay, yeah,
just
just
super chat.
Bro,
no,
read it
fine,
out.
pull it up. Yeah.
All right. Question for the panel: who is doing an NFT between you all?
Oh man, I need to get on.
Like creating. You guys are creating NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
I've made one and published already.
Let's everyone give it a chance to explain it. Do you want to start at the bottom with Adam and we'll move our way up?
Yeah, sure. So I already started my last couple of emojis that I made for my members. So I'm making those emojis into GIFs, like moving emojis essentially. So I was gonna do that, and I was gonna do a NFT for the GIF, one of one. And if you get that, I'll also hook you up with a hoodie, one of one, and sign it. That's gonna match that GIF. But I realized that that's very small thinking, and the real way to get into NFTs is to start a line. So I thought it's all about making one and whatever, and then make another one and another one. No, the real money and the real way to do it from the business aspect is to create a line. I'll still probably do the NFTs that I wanted to do, but eventually a line. I'm just trying to do the shit full time, and then I'm going to knock out mad stuff in this field.
There you go.
Alice.
Yeah, so I would agree with Adam that the NFT space, if you're looking at it from a visual art side, there's a lot of opportunity that comes into play when you're doing collectibles. So if you make a series, then a lot of people can come in. You've got different rarities, for example. It makes it more fun. It makes it a little bit more vibrant. And there's some easy tutorial guides that are out there currently that can teach you how to be able to create the assets, and then the program will auto-generate a massive amount for you. So as we continue to move forward, it's nice that we're being provided resources by the community to be able to be engaged in this ourselves. And so for myself, personally, I've published one NFT currently, and that one I was planning on making a series. It was not an actual like mix and match kind of thing, which I think is what Adam was looking at doing. And I still have intentions of doing. I just don't have the finances currently. I'm going to be working with an art studio I've worked with in the past. I have to wait till I got the finances for that. But this one that I did, I was essentially trying to incorporate the mechanisms of how blockchain technology works in just a visual medium. So I created a planet with a sun, and there were stars, and I basically used off of the pixel formats, the size of the planet, the sun, the angle that was moved, a grid-based pattern. You could identify which crypto it was, what its rank was on the blockchain, when it was at that market cap, what the market cap was, just all those metrics, and you could identify it using my formula. So therefore, if I was to make more pieces, each subsequent planet that was made inside of this art, and every one of them, the sun's going to look different, the planet's going to look different, that kind of thing. You could subsequently start to chain them together just from a visual side. So if you printed it out, if you looked them up online, you could say, all right, this is the one that came before that one, and it creates it in its own sort of universe.
That's awesome. So as far as my NFTs, I want to get to some of these comments people are leaving about them too. But as far as my personal NFT project, so I'm looking to make a project where I don't know if any of you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I'm really hurting on hardware for my video development. So unlike these other beautiful gentlemen on the screen who are able to produce content, on a more regular basis, daily or multiple times a day, I'm limited heavily by the hardware that I use. And that's because I'm on a really old Mac laptop that can barely run iMovie to create my content. So I need an upgrade on hardware. I want to really invest some money into making this all work for you guys so I can produce better content at a higher quality for you guys. So I'm looking to drop a series of NFTs. It'll be like 100 of the same copy that would basically be about my channel. I'm working on the art for that now. And essentially how it'll work is it'll be an investment piece into my channel. So there'll only be 100 of them. You can all purchase them. And then once they're purchased, once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'll be willing to buy back the NFTs at twice the price you paid for them. So it's kind of like an investment piece into my channel that you guys can hold on to. And then for those that decide to hold on past 100,000 subscribers, you guys can continue to hold those or keep those, but if they get sent back to me, I burn them. So they'll be gone. So if you keep them and half the people sell them, they're even more rare. And at that point, for those that continue to hold, when I hit other metrics like 200,000 subscribers and so on, then I'm going to go ahead and drop merch that will be only for those that hold NFTs, or rather that specific NFT. So it'll continue to pay out if you continue to hold instead of selling it back to me, essentially. So it's basically a way for you guys to invest into my channel, help me out so I can improve on my hardware and get my stuff set up so I can produce better content for you guys. And then as I grow, you can either be rewarded with a quick 2x, or you can continue to hold and receive merch drops and things like that after I pass that metric.
Awesome.
So would you consider that financial advice, that if you invest early in generation crypto NFTs, that you can double up your money? And how quickly can you double up your money? Would you consider this an imminent, a soon, or a very, very soon?
It would be a very, very soonly imminent is how I would word that.
Bro, whoever handles that Twitter page, bro, they hate me.
All right. So I do want. So you guys are approaching NFTs really, really interesting. It's really cool. You guys are like doing it for income generating and like those models, right? I was working with Z Dundee. He already knows. If you can show this, Tim, it's on the bottom there. He made me, and I'm just a collector. That's all I am. I love collecting NFTs, and so he made me one that spins. It's on the Polygon network. It's on the bottom. If you could just hit show. I'm sharing my screen.
There's so many comments that I didn't get through. You guys must be ripping through these guys.
There's a lot of comments for sure.
Very active. Just so everyone is aware, Generation Crypto said he will shave his head if he hits 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you want to see that guy lose his mop there, go right ahead.
And not only will I shave it, but it's going to be on a live stream, so you guys will be able to see it happening live. So
are you going to do your eyebrows?
This isn't just going to be a picture afterwards.
You're going to do your eyebrows too? Eyebrows?
You know what? I'll make a deal. If we hit 15,000 by the end of the year, I'll do the eyebrows too.
All right.
And then if we hit 20, the beard will go too, because I'll just be a bald head at that point.
And if you get to 20,001, he'll shave his girlfriend's head.
I did have a conversation with him in the background, and he said if he hits 100,000 by the end of the year, he's going to post Malona's face. So just in case you guys are wondering.
And by the way, that excludes bots, guys. So there's no buying bots and buying 10,000 subscribers at once. This would have to be legit subscribers.
I could not find the comment.
I know my voice cracked, Bear Claw. It's because it's emotional. Okay, I love my hair.
All right, let's go back to the super chat here. I love listening to you all. This is from Hugo Hernandez, home and work. Should we seek other sources besides wind, and why not ocean or solar to help the burn? Thank you. Okay, I think John Caroni even did mention that he was going to get into solar, but just not right from the start. So they're first starting off with wind. He did say wind is a little bit better when it comes to generating electricity, although I did read in other places that solar is getting pretty good. And also solar is improving with hydrophobic and hydrophilic coatings as well. So that's something also interesting. So maybe if they apply it to their wind generation to make that more efficient, they can also make solar more efficient with that as well. Ocean is something that where the waves, they use the kinetic energy from the waves. So I don't know about that. What do you guys think about when it comes to helping out with the burn and renewable energy?
So it depends on how we use the renewable energy. I mean, this is a controversial topic, but the most efficient form of energy that's technically green that we have on Earth is nuclear. That is by far the most efficient. It's also the cheapest to operate once it's up and operational. A lot of people, when they think about nuclear energy, they're thinking of like 1940s technology. They're thinking of what happened in Japan. They're thinking of Chernobyl. But it's unfair because the technology that led to Chernobyl and led to Japan is like comparing computers from the 90s to computers today. Like the technology has come so far. The amount of the waste that comes out of those things can fit in a cup. It's a totally different animal, how they work, and they're way safer than they were in the past. But how we would incorporate nuclear into our actual ecosystem, I don't know. I don't know how that would work or how that would function. We'd have to see, but that is the cleanest source of energy, although it is a very controversial form of energy because of what's happened in the past.
I got it. Okay. They're going to build 32 nuclear plants on the dark side of the moon.
There you go. And
Maybe
beam
maybe
in the
not.
power from the moon, right? Is that what you're
I'm going
saying?
here. I'm getting in it. Hold on. Okay, I lost it. I guess going back to some of the other elements to his question, I think one key thing that you need to focus on is with the wind turbines, the accessibility of something like that. If you look at solar power panels, that's only going to be efficient during the daytime. If you look at things that are dealing with the ocean, well, what if you're not close to the ocean, right? If you can generate some form of electricity that works day and night and the wind is just minimal, it can perform with the hydrophobic, the hydrophilic, so it requires a very low threshold to be able to make that energy. And if you create a grid system where it can feed into, there's storage capabilities with it, I think that the precursor to the solar panels, to the anything dealing with the water, the wind turbines is going to create that baseline, and then everything else can just help accentuate that and probably help build off in the elements of like the mesh network, the macro IoT, the decentralized internet aspects. So I think they're choosing a good foundation first that's the most broad. Everything else should follow.
May I ask a question to the panel?
Go ahead.
Out of the top 100 cryptos, which one of these top 100 cryptos have wind turbines?
I don't think any of them do. They?
I haven't.
Why?
looked.
Why not? Is that what you're asking?
Oh, it's freaking ridiculous. Just give us a blockchain. That's amazing. Give us marketing. Spend money and time on freaking marketing. Get us on sexes, and we're gonna go up.
Well, I think they're looking at it from a humanitarian effort as well. So they want to help these countries going on with it. So you could feel good about your investment in Safemoon, Adam. Don't worry about that. And as for generation,
Safemoon, Adam.
that's Safemoon, Adam. As for generation, I actually worked in a nuclear power plant. I was on the refueling floor where they took out we decontaminated radioactive waste with hydrolasers. And a hydrolaser is like a water sword. It's pretty cool. But you get a lot of radioactive waste, and when you're changing out the spent fuel rods. So although it seems green in the thought of it, because you're not really burning anything, and the stuff that comes out of the stack is just water steam from cooling down the rods, which is actually pretty cool. But it's trying to get rid of all that radioactive waste once you clean up and you change out the fuel rods. So that's one of the things that isn't too green about it. And that's what actually happened in 3 Mile Island, is that the water level got too low and it just overburned everything up there. So in a way it is, green when it comes to that. But if you looked what happened in Japan when that tsunami came in, and now the whole area, I think it's 35-mile radius, is just radioactive and people can't move back there. You got to think about the environmental impact at that aspect of it. Now, I do know that the nuclear power plant by where I live, it's about 50 miles away. They are building a 32,000 square foot warehouse, and all they are doing is they signed a deal with NVIDIA, and they are building a crypto mining rig system that just runs strictly off nuclear power. They said they will make more money mining for Bitcoin than they would selling the power to people. So that's what they're going to be doing now. They're not actually going to be generating power for the communities. They're going to be taking all their power and just trying to make money on Bitcoin with it, which I found is very interesting.
Can I say two things really quick?
Sure.
First of all, I think we kind of ran over what RJ was trying to show with his NFT. I think we should go back and let him show that.
No, we can do that later. We can do that.
Okay.
I know
I feel like we
there's been a lot of
steamrolled you
people-
on that, so I feel like we should go back. But other than that, I kind of wanted to, albeit jokingly, go back to what Adam was saying about what other projects have wind turbines. None that I know of, but I do know of one that's trying to get volcano energy involved, and that's Bitcoin in El Salvador. So they are trying to harness volcanic energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Technically, it's not Bitcoin that's doing it. Technically, it's an actual country that's doing it.
Right.
And they're building, and they're building an actual beginning of a smart city, not this nonsense Taft, which is a mediocre development for middle class people in this country. But that's okay. But yes, I agree with you. The volcano is El Salvador's that's using natural resources, and that's fantastic. That is great. But that has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And
so I wanted to elaborate too. The ASIC mining rigs, which is what you use for the proof of work consensus model mining, Bitcoin, Ethereum currently, until Ethereum finally figures out if they ever figure out Ethereum 2.0. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that. It's anyways. So
which I don't think they're ever gonna get.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic we can get onto, I'm sure. So when you look at the forms of renewable energy, this is one of those dilemmas where Elon Musk was like, hey, I'm pro Bitcoin. We're accepting Bitcoin now. You can buy Teslas with it. And he invested $1 billion+ into it, right? And then it was a month or two later, he turns around and says, oh, this isn't very eco-friendly. We're not going to support. And everyone's kind of like this, like, wait, you just invested $1 billion and you're saying you didn't even do the research into it? And technically, it is more eco-friendly than what a lot of people give it credit for. It's the forms of energy provision that is the issue. So when you look at China, China was very prominent in the mining aspects of Bitcoin, but they were doing a lot of their energy resourcing through coal mines, which is obviously not eco-friendly. But there are a lot of different places out there that use solar panels. They're using water dynamics. I would not be surprised if they have incorporated wind turbines. I haven't seen a confirmed case, but to be fair, I haven't actually tried going out and looking in it. But if you're just trying to generate electricity to power a mining mechanism, any mechanism that is using the proof of work consensus model, a wind turbine theoretically could be applied to something like that. Just not in the way that Safemoon is trying to progressively move forward with it.
Yes, but these wind turbines and these renewable energies, at the end of the day, these are businessmen. These are businessmen that are opening up mining companies for specifically Bitcoin, and they're trying to figure out the cheapest way to produce income. That's all it is. That's what it is. It's not that the Bitcoin is producing some wind turbines or something like this. So I hear what you're saying, but that's not the correct argument.
So in the mechanism, and that's why I was trying to finish my point, is in the mechanism style that Safemoon is trying to progressively move forward. John Caroni has said that what they're looking to do is not proof of work, but is something that's similar to it. So in the aspects of where wind turbines are being used potentially with cryptocurrencies, not necessarily the same way, but they're being utilized, it is very likely that they could be used just to power the rig machine. But the rig machine is then going through its entirely different process. So nothing like what Safemoon is trying to do. I do
have a question.
That's a big takeaway
for sure. Well, let's go, Adam. So what are you wanting out of Safemoon? Just any other normal crypto where you just want them to release a blockchain and exchange and reach top 10 just off that basis?
I would like them to learn how to walk before they're trying to run a marathon. And instead of concentrating on being the next Tesla or whatever they're trying to be and using big fancy words, I would like them to concentrate on the core mission of making sure the price goes up. What I'm trying to say is going strictly 100% from a business standpoint, nothing else. That's all I always cared about. I've kept it 100% true since day one. From a business standpoint, it's not that difficult to get the price to moon up. It truly is not. You do, and if they get this really, really cool blockchain, which we all hope it's going to be something good, plus use the money for marketing and get us on a lot of sexes, I think that the price of our Safemoon is going to moon up. I honestly think they're using words like turbines and all these things. They're never going to be able to mass produce this energy source to help on any significant scale. I've said it since day one. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. It's my opinion. I'm
Okay, well-
positive they will come out with turbines. I'm positive they will. And it's going to be more like this is what can be accomplished as opposed to this is what we are accomplishing. And that's my thing. So that's why I don't. So when you're asking me, what do I want from Safemoon? At the end of the day, what I want from Safemoon, I want the price to go up. And I believe that there is a better, more efficient way of doing it. And if you want to change the world with whatever you want to change, that's fantastic. But learn to walk before you're trying to run a marathon. That's all I'm
So-
trying to say.
Okay. I'll bite, right? Are you invested in other projects?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's just keep it plain Jane, right? I'm
Let's
invested
go.
in other projects that have learned to walk and are not on their own blockchain yet, right? And their prices show that. I don't want to shill it. We can take this offline, but there's projects out there that have separated themselves from other projects based on what their beliefs and their core fundamentals are, right? We all agree that Safemoon is a technology company, right? They're not just a cryptocurrency. They're not just like a Binance. It's trying to release a blockchain and an exchange, right? So if that's what you're looking for, I mean, there's other projects out there that completely disregard that argument because they don't, and we can talk about it offline on the projects I'm invested in, but they are of the $400 mark per token running on Avalanche, running on Binance. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. If that's what you're
Guys,
looking for out of Safemoon,
I'll
is
tell
this for a
you.
blockchain and an exchange?
So do
No.
you mind if I hop in really quick?
Go
Just
ahead, go
really
ahead.
fast.
And then
So
I'll rebut.
yeah, so Adam, because I agree with you to an extent of what you're saying, because I agree that you need to have proof of product, not just talk about what what you're planning on doing or what you would preferably like to do in the future. For you, is it more about don't focus on these humanitarian efforts because you should be focusing on what you are, which is a cryptocurrency, or is it more of if you guys have products proving you're doing what you're doing and you were at that point already, then we can talk about it, but you're talking about it too early, or like where are you on that as a whole?
I think they're talking about it too early. If they were generating the money or something to do it, it would be fantastic and do something, right? I think they're doing about it too early. I think they're trying to deflect people to not concentrate on the goal ahead. And that's my issue. They talk about these things so that people don't pay attention to what's happening. And I feel that a lot of our Safemoon army, this is their first investment or second investment after Dogecoin. And I would prefer if they were to talk about the core crypto values. And yeah, RJ, I hear you about what you said about there's a lot of other projects that don't have a blockchain and that go up. I hear you. But a lot of those projects don't talk about making a blockchain, right? So Safemoon talks about doing certain things. So I want them to follow through with doing those specific things. And I wish that they were to focus and talk about those specific things all the time and more in lines with an Algorand or a Cardano where they're putting out white papers and they're putting down academia reviewed reports where it's being reviewed by universities and top leaders in the industry where they're going to say, oh, wow, yeah, you guys want to make a blockchain? That's so cool. Let's review it. Oh, this is great. This is great. You have this idea. Oh, 3,000 transactions instantaneous. Fantastic. Let's see the technology. And where you have different professors talking about it and different people in academia to actually build something fantastic. Because if you build a really cool blockchain that really does amazing, amazing things, that in itself can change the world by far more than any wind turbines and tunnels and everything else. I've said it since day one. That's all extra. That's
So,
all. I just go ahead.
One thing I do want to point out, I agree with you to an extent. I think that, sometimes things get a little bit in the clouds and they've learned a little bit from their lesson about that because in the past, the way they marketed things has changed a lot to how they do things today. But I think one of the biggest things is I honestly believe that some, not all, of the things that they've announced or talked about, like the exchange and like the blockchain, they fully expected to have been released at this point. but there was a lot of snags in the development team and all the drama that went on behind the scenes that I think really pushed things back further. And I think John was led to believe by the people on his team who he trusted at the time that this was their time frames and that they had accomplished X, Y, and Z thus far. And then when things came to light after, my assumption, again, this is speculation, would be after the botch of the wallet release, there was a lot of light shed in the dark corners of the room that really showed what was actually going on. And so there was a lot of in-house cleaning that needed to go on to clean things up. But as a leader, you've got two options. You don't want to tank your project. You don't want everyone to lose hope on it. So you don't want to scream and yell and say the house is on fire, because then everyone bails and freaks out. And then all of a sudden, everything you've built is gone. So you've got to be able to find this way where you can continue to keep people calm, at ease, or excited about the future while cleaning up the interior stuff that was going on. So I think what happened was John was in this position where he wanted to keep everyone calm and excited about the future, but he also wanted to clean up the issues that he had in-house. Now that's cleaned up. That's done. We've gotten rid of everyone else that needed to be getting rid of. We've cleaned everything up. They've mentioned before they love the team that they're working with now, that the issues that were pre-existing were gone. So I think moving forward, now they are going to start fulfilling in on those promises, albeit significantly later than we were told. So I get the frustration in saying, dude, just build the blockchain. Like, let's focus on what we're supposed to be doing. And then when those other things come, they can come down the road. But I think that we were just in this awkward part where that stuff was already supposed to be out, and that stuff was supposed to be the next steps. But we found this awkward phase where he needed to keep everyone excited about the future without spreading FUD, cleaning out house, and that set timeframes back. So I think we're at that point now where we're starting to catch up, and 2022 should be a great year for Safemoon. We just need to be able to get through this awkward phase that we went through with everything that went on behind the scenes that I'm sure we'll learn more about through the documentary.
So I hear what you're saying. And guys, I'm investing in Safemoon. I'm investing in the Safemoonarmy.
You are?
I'm just going this. I'm just, despite what it sounds like, I'm just invested. We all have our different points of what we're investing into. I'm investing because of the 500 people in here. I'm investing because of the 4 other people on this panel. And I'm invested, on behalf of the other 500,000 actual holders of the project. Let me ask you guys a question. Tell me if I'm wrong. So can we agree that Safemoon is they're trying to establish themselves as a tech company, and they're trying to say we're going to do amazing things? Is this okay? May I say that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. And I think they're trying to help people too.
Yeah, okay. No
There's
problem.
a humanitarian effort involved.
Yes, great, fantastic. They're saying that we're going to do something. We found ways to do something better, and we will do it. I'm not against it. But let me ask you a question. If you're invested in not the Safemoon culture, not the Dogecoin culture, not the SHIB culture, you understand what I mean? And the different, like OG coins and things like that. And you look at this company that says they're going to do such amazing things, and it sounds freaking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'll admit it sounds phenomenal. But then you go on their website that they can't even update their website. Right? Did anybody look at their website? Do you guys see what I'm talking about or no?
Yeah, I know.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Safemoon version 2, you look at things,
bro,
and you're like,
it looks
why
like
haven't they made changes yet?
Complete and utter shit. So then you have somebody that is saying we're going to do these amazing things, and I'm for it. But make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's, because you just look memeish, saying you're going to do these amazing things, and such basic technology like your website doesn't look good.
Don't forget, they just changed out who was in charge of the
website.
Bro,
no way.
Working on
you can't do that. You can't do that. They have a team of 100 people. I own a business. No way. That's not how it works. One person is fired or they leave, you have somebody that's going to back them up. And if you don't, you code your own website. That's not how it works. Anybody that runs a business understands that. And that's my issue. Learn to walk before you run a marathon. You want to build wind turbines? You want to do this? You want to do that? Fantastic. Follow through and get it done and keep moving forward. But don't say we're going to do this and that and that and that and that and that, and then you don't get the basics. That's all. That's why I'm so critical.
And Adam,
like, fix your website.
I think you have an amazing point. I'm not disputing that point. I think it's a great point that you're making. There has been a lot of shortcomings along the way with Safemoon. Like I talked about the wallet drop. I think that was a massive blunder that obviously shed a lot of light on things and how things were running under the hood. I think the points you're making about the website are valid. To me, my biggest thing is the only reason I'm not as harsh of a judgment upon the project right now as you are, I would say, is because I'm waiting to hear what we're going to learn about Project Pheonix. I'm waiting to hear about these other reveals that are allegedly coming over the next few weeks. And if those reveals are more of the same, of just more empty promises of all these amazing things in the future, I'm going to be landing on your side of the ship, where I'm going to be like, hey, like, we need to start actually implementing stuff and just stop coming up with the new ideas of potentially awesome things that
You
can come
said,
down the road.
when did you say first quarter of 2022?
I'm saying within the next couple of weeks with the Project Pheonix announcement that's allegedly supposed to be within the next few days. So I'm saying we're supposed to get some pretty big information that's going to be information that was beforehand behind NDAs, right? If we get real information and that information sheds light on why things were, I mean, we know that why some things were delayed, right? We know what happened with the team, but if we start to see real products and real timelines that are, hard timelines and hard things, like, okay, we're getting the exchange in January. I'm not saying this, but I'm saying if they announce this January, the blockchain's coming out a week after that, or it's come out today, or it comes out tomorrow, and we start to see some real, like, boots on the ground products, I'm going to stay optimistic, and I'm going to say that what they're doing is great. But if we get, we get pushed through the next quarter and it's more of the same, of just more promises and things in the future, I'm going to land on your side of the ship, because it's not fair to the investors to continue to always be optimistic about things when criticism is due, if that makes sense. So we've been promised some things in the short term, and if we don't get those things, I'm not saying we should flood the project. I'm just saying we should be serious and talk the technicalities and be realistic. We shouldn't just be on,
And where I'm coming from.
Can I jump? Can we just
Go ahead.
can we just cut off this for right now a little bit? Because I feel let's just get back to some of the questions. Is that
Let's
okay?
rock and roll. Yeah.
Let's get back to some of the questions, just because I want to make sure that people in the audience were addressing their questions that they have. Is that okay?
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Cool. All right. One liner. Want to go to the moon safely. #moon. Question: what will happen to P Safemoon? Does anyone know what they plan on doing for P Safemoon with V2? Obviously, they said they didn't get into it right now. Obviously, there's no way to get over to V2. Does anyone know did they hear anything that I did not hear of about what they're going to be doing to the people that are on P Safemoon?
Yeah, so P Safemoon is going to be migrated. They're setting up plans to get that all migrated over. If you go into the actual Safemoon Discord, they've got a timeline. I don't know if one of us can get in Discord and pull that up, but they have laid out a timeline of the things they're planning to do for the completion of the V2 migration, and migrating over P Safemoon is on that list. I believe it's early on that list. I think they've got one or two other things they want to do with the exchanges and making sure those all migrate, and then getting P Safemoon migrated over into the new contract is going to be the next step. So that is on the docket. They are planning to get that moved over. If you're on P Safemoon now and you don't want to wait, you could get hit with you're going to hit with the Ethereum gas fee, but you could cross the bridge from P Safemoon to regular Safemoon by using the Safemoonbridge, and then that would take you to V1, and then you can go from V1 over to V2. But you're going to get hit once with the Ethereum gas fee, which are really high, and then two, you're going to get hit with the BNB gas fee when you go to migrate. So if you don't want to wait and you're willing to pay those fees, depending on how much you hold, that is an option. Otherwise, you're just going to have to sit around and wait, because they will have that feature eventually.
Cool.
I would like to just kind of add on to that. Something you guys should keep in mind right now is that a lot of the crypto market, the volume across the board is pretty low. So what causes those Ethereum gas fees is high demand, high activity on the network. If we are about to close this whole bridge mechanic over with Safemoon version 1, your ability is in a very short window right now to move over from P Safemoon to the actual Binance Smart Chain side, and then you can move it over to the version 2 if you want to go that route, right? So we are still waiting to find out about its migration over to version 2, but if you just want to play it safe, you want to get everything over, your gas fees right now, we're kind of at that low point. We are, it works like this in cycle markets, right? So volume is low now, it's going to pick up. And so you can expect that there's a high likelihood the Ethereum gas fees are only going to be going up soon rather than down, especially as adoption continues to increase. NFTs become more popularized as they already have been. That causes more activity on the Ethereum network and just causes a whole other slew of issues.
Good point. Yeah, I like that. All right, from Oxy Corey. Ox Corey, do you think it's better to have a high price for the token/coin or a high daily volume for the reflections, or do they work hand in hand? Still learning. Oh boy, that's a good question.
Do you want me to tackle this one, if that's okay?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So, it depends completely on what you mean by this. Are you a short-term investor? Are you a long-term investor? What is your end goal? Because the more reflections receive, or AKA the more volume that we have now at lower prices, means each one of those individual tokens you're receiving at a lower price are going to be more when the price increases. Because the way that reflections work is, if you take, let's just say $1 billion, let's just say you're receiving $50 in reflections right now at whatever the volume is, it doesn't matter. And of that $50, if you have a higher price of Safemoon, you're getting less tokens, but you're still getting $50 worth. It's just less tokens because they're worth more. At that same level of volume, regardless of the price of Safemoon and regardless of those other factors, you're going to receive that same $50 at same volume. The difference is you're going to receive more tokens at a lower price. And the reason for that is because the price is lower per token. So down the road, whether that's a year, a month, a week, whatever your time frame is, when that price goes up and increases, all of those reflections you've received in the past at that lower price marker are all individually worth more. So your entire bag is worth more money, just like the original tokens you purchased are worth more money, like with any other cryptocurrency when the price goes up. So realistically, what we would want as investors long term is a low price on Safemoon with really high volume, and then a steady increase in price over time. That's going to maximize your gains over a long period of time because you're receiving more tokens at each different transaction that's contributing towards the reflections. And then over time, as they increase in value, your whole bag increases in value. So that's a theoretical way we'd want to do that. Now, I know everyone wants to see a high price immediately because everyone's looking at the short term of, I want that 2x, I want that 10x, or that 100x. But in a realistic real world situation, you want high volume of tokens, and then you want those tokens to bring in utility down the road where they're worth more per token in the future. And that's how you're going to make money in the future with Safemoon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually like the lower price right now. And if the volume flies up and the price stays the same and we get a ton of reflections, and then later on down the line, if the price spikes up, then all those reflections that we gain will just make it even more sweeter in the end. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And as you can see, the reflections are starting to shoot up a little bit now. And from the new mathematical stuff that we were talking about earlier, you're going to have a lot of reflections coming in if the price is pretty low, and they're going to be worth a lot more in the future when the price goes up. So that's a really good thing to talk about. All right. This is better than Netflix. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. We're better than Netflix. We should start our own show.
That's awesome.
I'd be down for it.
Hey, guys, I just got a comment, just reading the comments here. All of us here are friends, okay? I know a lot of the times in Twitter spaces and other places, they're awesome and great spaces as well. You know, this is a little bit of a different conversation than you guys may be used to. We can have differences of opinion, and we're still all on the same team. We're all still part
100%.
of the Safemoonarmy.
Right.
Okay?
100%.
I have a different perspective than RJ, Atlas, Tim, and Adam, but they're all my buddies. I love what they do for the army, and there isn't a wrong opinion here, guys. Some of us may be more harshly critical or less harshly critical or more optimistic, less optimistic. We're all on the same team, guys. We're not enemies. This isn't a fight. We're all here to talk about it and help each other out as a community. And
100%.
we need the pros and the cons. We can't just sit here and say, I mean, if you go buy a car or you go anywhere, you're going for a job interview, and all they tell you is that everything's good, you need to run like hell, okay? Because there's something wrong if they're telling you everything's rainbow and sunshines, right? There's going to be negative. There's going to be bad with the good. And it's the same with Safemoon. There's been bad things that have happened with the development team. There's been things I disagreed with the development team. But there's been a lot of good that they do, and I'm an investor for a reason. I love this project, and I want it to succeed. But just because someone talks harshly about certain aspects or badly about certain aspects doesn't mean they hate Safemoon or that they're a futter. It just means they're talking realistic, and they're talking about the whole picture, not just one element of the picture. So we're all a team here, guys. This isn't a fight. This isn't an argument. This isn't a debate. We're having a conversation. I just wanted to put that out there.
Right. And I sometimes leave my dishes on the table or on the counter, and my wife lets me know about it. And I know she loves me. And we still get along, even though I do things that she may not be 100% for, but you know, eventually I'll get that dish into the sink and we'll all be happy again.
Yeah, we all cool, guys. And I'm not going back on the topic. I just want to finish just one sentence just for people to understand how I think.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm critical, the only reason is because outside of the Safemoon army that invested in the Safemoon army, that this is either their first or second investment after Doge, right? Like 95% of us come from that. The more seasoned investors, the accredited investors, the people that have the real money, the real whales that will make our whales look like absolute guppies, is the real money that you want to come in. You want the institutional investors, the sovereign wealth funds, the 401k and pension plans to be investing in Safemoon. If they want to do this, or if they're going to do this, we must be taken seriously. I'm a very small-time businessman, and even I see these problems. So I'm not pointing them out to hate. I'm pointing them out to shore up the problem so that people like me, looking from the outside in, are not going to laugh at me when I bring up Safemoon, because that's how people, my people that have real money, are like, are you out of your freaking mind? Because they look at all these things. That's why I'm being critical. And it's from a point of love. Nothing more, nothing less. And all 5 of us are going to have difference of opinions, as Generation Crypto said. And I love these guys, man. We cool. We are all mad cool. So I just wanted to understand, that's where I'm coming from. Straight, 100% financial standpoint of bringing in huge money into our project. That's it. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And why is Adam not wearing sunglasses? Well,
They
he left them
fucked me.
in. No, he left them in Aruba. Didn't you leave them in Aruba?
No, I got them. Yo, do you guys put them on purpose, bro? I didn't hear about none of this.
No, we
All
were
right.
just hanging out. We all got in here a little early, so we were all hanging out before the show actually went live. And I had sunglasses on, and everyone had sunglasses just laying around. Actually, RJ had a few minutes to run and go grab his from his car. So you just came in a little bit later after the show started, or if you were in the chat up front, we would have just said, "Hey, do you have sunglasses? Do you want to go grab them?" So it had nothing to do with doing anything against you, Adam. It was just you just weren't hanging out like before the pre-show where we all got them together. And that's why I said you can always run and go get them yourself and then put them on, so we can all be matching sunglasses.
I thought you guys were trolling me because last time I put on the green shades for a minute or two when you had your shades on, and I'm like, oh man, these guys. And I saw RJ, bro. Even though I can't see his eyes, bro, I saw him staring at me. He's like,
It's staring into your soul. I'm excited for projects being able to build on the Safemoon blockchain. What are your thoughts on the VS building on BSC, ETH, other blockchains? Oh, versus building on this versus not VS. See all these damn abbreviations. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on building on this as compared to the other blockchains? I think because it isn't out right now and not knowing how to build on it, it would be one thing to think about. So I don't know.
take it.
Go ahead.
So, Chris, right now, the way I feel is it's Ethereum versus everybody else. Ethereum being the old guard and the old way of doing things, old technology, against all the newer blockchains coming out. And BSC is good for what it does. It gives you cheap, decently quick transactions, and it's like not quality, quantity. That's what BSC, which is great. That's what it does. And now you have these amazing, amazing, amazing blockchains that are coming out that allow you to build fantastic projects, real world project solvers, problem solvers. And that's why I want to see what blockchain we're going to have. And if we build something dope, something that I know, and we can get it, then everyone's going to be building on our blockchain. And there's a lot of blockchains out there. Like just think of Polygon, Solana, Algorand, Avalanche. I was just reading about Avalanche. Oh my God, crazy technology. And projects like this that are just, they completely just take dumps on BSC. So right now it's Ethereum against everybody. Soon it's going to be, everybody's going to have their own niche. But right now people are just attacking Ethereum. And if Ethereum never upgrades, then it's going to be open market. That's my personal opinion.
I like it.
So in regards to the Safemoon blockchain, if you look at the Ethereum blockchain, you do any kind of transaction through there, you're dealing with the Ethereum gas fees, which their structured format, it's not sustainable in the long run as they continue to scale up. We're already seeing that with these absolutely insane prices, right? Now you look at the Binance Smart Chain, they've troubleshooted that quite well. They have very low metrics for that. I would rather see Safemoon building off on its own blockchain rather than Ethereum, because the Ethereum gas fees are way too expensive. In addition to that, if you look at the Binance Smart Chain, where does that really come back into play with Safemoon? If Safemoon rolls out their own blockchain, then it's pretty safe to assume that any other cryptos that are trading through the Safemoon blockchain are going to have a Safemoon transaction fee. How they're going to roll that out, whether it's going to be something that moves over to the liquidity pool, is there going to be a split that also goes with the reflections? Is there going to be something that goes to the burn wallet? That's several questions that we still have on the table that we don't have answers to yet. But just the fact that there's going to be something that's used as a form of payment to authorize these transactions on the Safemoon blockchain, whether it's paying for the validators, the node support, all that kind of stuff that comes into play, Safemoon is the fuel that is likely to cause all that to move forward. We know that the Safemoon team has talked about Safemoon as a fuel, and I think that's one element that we're waiting to find out more details on, but it's very safe to assume it's going to be highly implemented in that regard, and that comes back more on us as you bring every other crypto to us, rather than us just go to one.
Good.
Do you guys mind if I put a crazy theory for you guys here, or rather a question?
Sure.
So we know that the token of Safemoon is going to continue to be a token on the blockchain, as you just mentioned, Atlas. Do you guys think the coin that will run the blockchain will be called Safemoon as well, or do you think they'll come up with another name and then Safemoon will be riding on that blockchain?
Ooh, I would have thought that they would just keep the name the same,
because you could cause confusion, right? Because if you say the Safemoon token and the Safemoon coin, that can confuse people. So maybe they change the name.
Well, they have BSC, so they have the Binance Smart Chain. So maybe they would change it to the Safemoon Smart Chain because it would be on the. Do you think they would do that? And then the main coin itself would be the Safemoon coin.
I mean, they could do something simple like that and change the color to like red. So it could be like the red one's the coin, the greenish blue one is the token. I don't know. This is just me shooting it out there for you guys. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think they would keep it the same, a uniform. But what do you guys think?
I definitely think that they would add a different name on it for the token as opposed to the coin, and maybe do some clever naming and clever marketing scheme like Shib got bone and stuff like that. Some crazy interesting words, right? Like play on words. So maybe they can call it
fetch and bone and
fetch, bone, and leash.
Which, bro, that's dope. That's a smart idea and costs nothing. So I think Safemoon would do the same thing, and they would call it maybe like the landing, for example, like we landed on the moon, or it's a bad name. They would come up with something cooler, right? But something like that, we made it, right? Like something like this.
Because like VeChain, they do the same thing, and the VeChain continued to be their coin because they were a token on the Ethereum network. They moved over, made their own blockchain, became the VeChain project. They changed their name for their ecosystem, but the coin remained VeChain, and the token became VThor. So the token that runs everything on their IoT network is VThor. That's how they charge all their gas fees for those that want to participate in their supply chain technology. And then VeChain is the coin. So,
yeah, hopefully they do something like that. It'll be pretty fun.
I believe they even have it like the Sandbox, Metaverse Sandbox. So Sandbox has like 3 tokens: one for real estate, one for like interacting, and one for like buying stuff, like clothing on the Metaverse. So it's fun. It's fun. It's a stupid little thing that makes people want to spend more, right? Play on words.
Right. Yeah, and then they're all about fun. Look at these little Easter eggs that they're throwing out there. And they also, they're trying to have fun with the space. And then I asked Ryan about it, and they said they're even going to be doing something bigger in the metaverse when it comes to prizes, sort of like Ready Player One. So that'll be kind of fun. It'll definitely get people more engaged in their metaverse version of what they're doing. So that's pretty cool. And so, yeah, my guess is they probably would do something. Maybe they have something for the tokens that you could buy stuff in their metaverse and, other things like that. So it's a pretty good idea. Hydrophobic germanium used in nano coatings number 32. Shannon says this. I think that has to do with that satellite solar thing that she was talking about earlier. That's really interesting. Like I said, I don't know if that has to do with it, but that is very interesting. And this, like you said, guys, like we said before, you can find 32 in just about everything when you're really, really looking for it. All right. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if they could become something more, to see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could. Safemoon Roundtable. Well, thank you, Ice Mike 6969.
Bro, go ahead.
No, we're here to fight that battle.
I know this dude. This is a very, very cool dude. I'm gonna tell you something about this guy. I don't know if he comes to your channels. He's on my lives all the time, and actually, a lot of people hate on this guy. I don't know why. We kick him out of the room. He's cool by me. He's a critical thinker. He, as far as I remember his story, he was an early investor. He had 20 billion Safemoon at one point. He bought them for like peanuts. I don't know if it's true, guys. I didn't dox him. I have no idea. I'm just telling you the story that I remember based on him. And then he sold everything and left like 1 billion in there that he wasn't going to sell. And we always go back and forth and not talking ish, just talking back and forth. And sometimes I guess you guys would say he's fudding, but he's not. And I'll answer his questions completely opposite of what you're hearing tonight. You know what I mean? Back and forth. So shout out to Icy Mike. But he's always respectful when he's talking. He's like not a dick at all, but he'll ask the tough questions. So this guy, straight up, shout out to him.
Thanks a lot, Ice Mike. 69. All right, let's keep scrolling through these. We'll just answer a couple more. I want to shut off around 11 o'clock if that's cool with you guys. So we'll go for another 15 minutes. Is that
That's
good?
perfect with me.
Okay, good. All right, let's get on to this. From Stormcrow, the Roundtable conversation. Y'all look like you're playing in the World Series of Poker. Bergman rockin' Dr. Evil. Keep up the great Safemoon content. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Dr. Evil and his bald cat. So it's a good
$1
comment.
million.
Is that what we're gonna hit this year before the
We need Adam to do that.
What are you saying? I'm sorry, I was reading the thing. What was the question?
We're just saying the reference to Dr. Evil.
Yeah. Well, you want me to put on like a bald cap to look like him?
do the pinky.
if Adam gets 100,000 subscribers, he'll shave his head. How about that, Adam?
Bro, give me 20,000, I'll shave it. When, by the end of the year?
There you go.
Yeah,
by the end of the
my
year.
thing is here. Let me share the screen for you. Do you know how to share the screen?
No, I don't. How do you do it? You push one.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop it up here. Oh crap! It's gotta let me do it because this is my thing. Okay, let's see here. Window. All right, we're doing this live.
This is live. Tim is learning. He's never done a live show before. This is the first one, guys.
Bro, and Tim is so good at his videos that you would think
He would know how to do a live show.
Bro, like I thought Tim like has a whole production like studio and everything. I mean, he's obviously talented. That's a fact.
Click that link,
but-
Tim. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Adam. Click that link, Tim, and then you'll be able to click share screen. There at the bottom, it's got the plus sign, and then you'll be able to click share screen again, and then you'll be able to click on the item.
So share screen underneath us.
Yeah, share screen, and then there'll be a pop up, and it'll say share screen again, and then you'll be able to click Chrome tab,
Oh, okay. Share
and then click
screen.
Chrome tab, and then click on the link I just sent you, and it'll show that on the screen, and then you'll click add to show, and it'll pop it in.
All right. I should have probably did this prior to this because it's
We should have
making me-
ran through that when we were doing the setup.
Oh, bummer, guys. All right, let me see if I put my password in if it wants me to restart everything. Well, in the meantime, I hit unlock. See if it lets me.
I would have just shared it from here, but this isn't my computer. Like I
No,
mentioned before,
it's gonna
I'm
make
out of
me-
town, so
It's gonna make me quit Chrome, so which will crash this whole thing. So I can't do it, unfortunately, because I didn't do it prior.
no, you're good. Hey, exploring with Hannah, the 20% tax on V1. Yes, that goes into effect Christmas Eve.
All right, the telecommunications mesh network with energy captured will raise a community and allow them to use Safemoon as a currency. Without the energy, they can't. From Andrew G. That is true. That is true. They definitely need the energy to make it possible for them to get telecommunications in there and get the mesh network going. So I think it's important, especially if this is a humanitarian effort, that is something that they dive into. I would never buy Dogecoin. I said Dogecoin before and I got harassed the first time. I read it phonetically, not Doge. So would
I
you
thought
guys,
it was doggy coin.
do you guys invest? Are you guys still? No, I mean, I guess I shouldn't ask that question, right? Or can I ask that question? Are you guys in Doge?
Why not?
Still?
Sure.
Are you guys still in Doge? Do you like it? Do you think it's going places?
I hold like
financial advice?
3,000. I hold like 3,000 Dogecoin just for chilling. Just for.
You're a
just 'cause.
fudder. You're a fudder. Fud.
I also use Ledger, so JK.
I have
Yeah.
1,000 Dogecoins. So
I have more than that. I'm in the 5-figure range when it comes to Dogecoin.
Oh,
nice.
me too.
But I bought Dogecoin when it was worth significantly less than a penny. So it wasn't like I spent a
There
ton
you
of
go,
money on
man.
it. I just held it
There
forever.
you go.
All
I
right, look at
used
the
to own
big brain on
Dogecoin.
Brad.
I don't own Dogecoin now, but I do own Shiba Inu.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That
own
is-
cheap too. Yeah.
I would never buy Dogecoin. You lost your mind. LOL. From from Brian. All right. I guess that's yeah. It's one of those things is where it did well when it had a lot of hype, and right now, what is it running around 17 cents? So it's not as strong as it used to be because it was up to 70 cents at one point.
Yeah, I
Bro,
mean, its 70 cents was very short lived. It was one night.
Yeah.
I love watching Pro the Doge. You guys know who he is, right? The
Yeah, of
Dogecoin
course.
millionaire. He got blessed by Andre Jick so badly, bro. And this guy, he ran out of. He's like Matt Wallace, but he's a little smarter. He ran out of things to say about Doge, so he started buying all the Doge knockoffs, all the Flokies. And he's getting paid from YouTube. You know, he has like 100-something thousand. He has gear, and he's just popular. People are buying his stuff, and he's literally pouring every dollar he makes in YouTube. He doesn't say that, but I know that. And he's just straight up buying the heck out of Flokies. He's like, I just lost 50,000. I'm putting in another 50. And bro, genius, genius.
Yeah, there you go. Safemoon working with CIA, yes or no, and how so? Oh boy, this is, yeah. So John Crony's parents have a lot of ties to the CIA. They used to work for them. Is Safemoon working with the CIA? I don't know. I don't know if they can get involved with something like this. Maybe it's something they're. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the CIA is involved in Safemoon?
I don't think so.
A article saying that the CIA has confirmed they are working with a crypto unnamed. So
Very
take that as you will.
That is
Yeah,
very
and even if they were, they wouldn't tell us. That would be definitely under NDA.
Correct.
So we would have. They would never confirm that unless it was like out in the open.
Yeah, one of the questions I keep asking John that he won't respond to is he said he got clearance to talk about Project Pheonix, which is a lot of other questions he won't answer from me.
Tim, who?
Yeah, exactly. And so I said, hey, who gave you clearance to talk about Project Pheonix? And he will not respond to that. So someone is above John saying that you can't talk about this project yet.
They have a board. They have a board member. They have board members.
Okay. Now,
How do you know? How do you know that? It's like they confirmed it. I'm not. I'm just curious. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that either.
I have to look back. I'm pretty sure that John tweeted something saying that they have board members. That I thought that was on a Safemoon Sunday, man. I need to look back on that.
I would like board members. That would be cool. If you heard about that, that would be cool. Share it if you find it.
Yeah, I'll look for it. I'm pretty sure he said it on a Safemoon Sunday. It happened super quickly, where he was talking about. Oh, you know what? Damn. It was from an ex-employee.
Got it.
It was from an ex-employee where he was talking about it was Papa. And he was saying that how, you know, the FBI had cleared everything, and also the board approved all of their bonuses or something like that. It was like quickly in passing.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
So something I would like to point out is that in my research about when the exchange could potentially get listed, and I was talking about the money transmitter license, that whole kind of thing. One of the processes that you have to go through, you know, certain documents, that kind of thing, you also have to go through the FBI. That was something that was noted in there. So whether the FBI investigation was because of security reasons, you know, the popularity going off on Twitter, and them just investigating things to make sure.
I apologize. Go ahead.
Whether it be for that, if it's not for that, then it looks like it very well could be part of just a simple application to become a money service business, having the money transmitter license. It's an integral part of that application system.
I have this is from Daniel. I have not heard anyone talk about this. I'm seeing around a 1% return from reflections per month on average. That alone is a 12% annual interest rate. Well, it's only going to get crazier now with the way that they upped reflections in the V2 contract. So look forward to that, guys, because that'll be a lot more
that
fun.
reflection rate is extremely variable based upon volume. So you may be seeing that now, but that could go up and down all over the place depending on what we're seeing on volume.
And volume is very low right now.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, just keep it real. So we got to keep it real, guys.
This is as real as it gets.
Adam, I understand your tough love for the Safemoon family. There you go, Adam. People understand your tough love. Let's see if I can scroll through and find any. Well, there's Brand. There's no question with that, but thanks again for this, Brian.
RJ, pick up your hand. It's going to look like we're hugging. Or can you do this, RJ? Can you do one of these? Hold on.
Hold on.
Can we do a love?
No, you got to go on the other side, right? There you go.
That is, oh my god. I can't believe you just made me do that.
I love you, RJ. Generation Crypto left you hanging, Tim. I saw that.
I know. I was trying to.
Okay, sorry.
Hold on,
See, get this
Atlas.
angle
Atlas,
right.
can you hit him up too? Can
The
you
angle's
hit
hard.
them up too? Generation
Okay,
Crypto, do
bro.
like this.
Let's do a trifecta here.
Hold on. Who got the beef stroganoff?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm getting it right on there. It's
Man,
too late at night, guys.
Man, I have 5 kids and make $58,000 a year, but my wallet is over $250K, so I don't want no excuses. That's right. You just want to make it even higher. That's good. That was a lot of fun, guys. We should make hearts more often. All right, so that's pretty much through all the super chats. Now we'll just dive into just talk about whatever we want for the last 5 minutes.
Do you want us to go around the table?
Yeah. So all right. So since we're going, I don't know how to do that. So I'll just go around. Do you last words? Is that what it is? Like a last words? Is that what you guys want to do? Yes. No,
Atlas,
maybe?
you're on mute.
He understood what I was saying, though. That's funny.
All right, Atlas. Do you want to close it out tonight and just give a little update or give a shout out or whatever?
Yeah, so I think that the one thing I wanted to touch on earlier, but I just didn't get the chance to as we moved on with other questions, is that rolling out products, I see a lot of value with something like that. The exchange, anything that deals with the currency side, we look at cryptocurrency, sure, that's a fundamental backing of that. But what I think that's really kind of lacking right now in the cryptocurrency space and the blockchain technology space is the real life applications. And so to better get integrated in and accepted with other countries, you got regulations, permissions, everything like that, right? If you can create a viable product that has a real world application that provides a better form of service than leading other competitors, and you can power that through the use of cryptocurrency or a specific cryptocurrency, then I think the countries are going to be much more willing to work with you on accepting your cryptocurrency because now it's going to be bettering them in other viable ways. And this is a common issue that we're seeing with people like Peter Schiff. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a big gold bug proponent over on Twitter. He bashes on Bitcoin all the time, which is pretty funny because his son Adam Schiff is a huge Bitcoin bug, but it's a generational thing. A lot of people in the older generations, so as Adam was kind of talking about, the institutional investors, this is people that have established themselves. They have a wide base of finances, and a lot of them are still stuck in a little bit more of an older mentality where they want something that's physical. They want to be able to do things with the stuff. Gold, you can make it into jewelry. So therefore it has more intrinsic value, right? These are arguments that we see across the board. And I think that if you can create products where Safemoon is the fuel that powers those products, and those products are proven to be more efficient in one way or another than the leading competitors, this is going to open up so many other doors. And that's what's going to help elevate Safemoon as a technology-based company, helping pioneer the way forward for where they're going to be leading as an example for every other cryptocurrency that wants to follow.
Right. So you see a problem, you try to fix the problem using cryptocurrency and your technology, and then you're going to have a good product in the end. So I want to thank we're getting pretty late. We're getting pretty close to 11 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight, Generation Crypto. If you guys out there have not followed him, get on him. If he gets 10,000, he's going to be shaving his head. Crypto Atlas, thank you for all your insight. It's been great. Team Adam Bergman,
Diamond Fist.
Diamond Fist it. RJ,
Ye-
thank you so much for. I know you were going through all those comments and making people didn't get out of control. I saw you focused in on that, and thanks for all your insight for tonight.
Zeus helped out for sure though.
Oh yeah,
Can
good,
we-
because I was able to get him in at the last second. So
Can we make a bet how many subscribers I lost tonight?
all right, I'm gonna guess. I don't know how many you had. I'm guessing probably like 80,000, right? So you're probably down from 80,000 subscribers. Would that be a good? No.
Bro,
Maybe,
YouTube just canceled my channel. They're like, bro, you fucked up.
did they pull your merchandise off? Did they say no more merchandise, Team Adam?
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you. It was definitely fun. Love you guys.
All right. So thanks everyone. It's been good talking to you, and we'll see you on the other side.